Spain under fascist control is very easily forgotten about. Between 1936 and 1939, Franco led his army into a rebellion against the nationalist government. During the rebellion, Franco was able to find success by jailing anyone who seemed to not have the same values as Franco. Regional autonomy, liberal or social democracy, free elections, socialist leanings, and women's rights were all things that could lead someone into jail. The fascists in Spain campaigned against communism. Anti-Semitism also wasn't as big in Spain as it was in Germany, Italy, and the Soviet Union, since there weren't as many Jews. The fascists believed that the best way to get rid of the few Jews that were in Spain would be by converting them to Catholicism. I'm having trouble speaking this episode. 270,000 people died from the Civil War, and 500,000 left the country to seek peace. Anyone who was caught trying to leave Spain was either jailed or sent to German concentration camps. After World War II, the fascists began to label themselves as progressives to try to prevent any Western backlash against the government. It was also because the United Nations wouldn't recognize Franco's government unless he would improve human rights within his country. Like Hitler, Franco made himself into a religious figure to gain as much support as he could. He stated that God sent him to Spain to save it from poverty and crisis. The fascists even avoided calling themselves a party, rather calling themselves a nationalist movement in an attempt to sound more grand. Franco's government was a mix between a free and demand economy, but was still heavily moderated by the government. It's kind of hard to describe the economy of fascist Spain because they did not like communism or capitalism, but supported competition to help keep the economy growing without needing to get involved in foreign trade. Communism and trade unions were made illegal. College students attempted to start an anti-Franco revolution, but it was suppressed by Franco's army. Franco banned all cultural traditions and replaced them with the government traditions that felt more Spanish. All media was suppressed by the government so that the only pro-government narratives would get published. The economy was in rough shape, and due to pressure from both internal sources and the United States, Spain was forced to liberalize its economy. Afterwards, the economy began to boom as foreign investment began to flow into the country. By the time Franco died, Spain was one of the fastest growing economies in the world due to its liberalization. Spain is an interesting story on how totalitarianism only works for so long.